Hey everybody, crew at Blind Way back. I'm Aaron.
I'm Melanie.
I'm Eric.
And we are back with more Legends of Tomorrow.
Legends of Tomorrow.
Oh yeah, I forgot about that.
I forgot about that too.
It's been a
1
while.
week since you looked at. Sorry. Okay.
No. But it's been 1 week since like Legends and Flash came back.
True. It is.
So I
Hey,
wonder.
Melanie's here.
Oh yeah, she's here.
That's a big deal.
We can get rid of her if you don't want her.
Listen,
Hashtag keep her.
they're all screaming.
Here's the poll for this week.
It should be fun to go
Thursday
through,
nights we're gonna be at Aaron's house, and Melanie lives at Aaron's house, and we're like, Melanie, come on.
Yeah, she's caught up. She knows everything.
Yeah.
I think she's watched all of Flash and Arrow so far too.
Yep.
So she knows what's going on.
Yeah.
So last Legends of Tomorrow, we had Vandal Savage.
Vandal Savage died like 3 times.
He did.
Yeah.
Which was cool. I like the battle for that.
Yeah, that was cool.
Took him a long time to get rid of him, find him and kill him, and split him, and they blew up the timeline.
Leonard Snart, he took out the Time Masters.
Yeah.
So there are currently no Time Masters to master time.
Except for Rip, right? Isn't he
Legends.
a time
Yeah.
master?
Yeah.
So he's master of time.
Well,
X.
do they still have access to
Master.
Gideon? I hope so.
I don't know. They still have the Wave Rider.
Yeah.
I thought
They do.
Gideon was all screwy there then.
I thought Gideon was connected to the thing that they used to, like, but I don't know. We'll see. That's probably a question that they'll answer as we go here. But the big thing was at the very end, another Wave Rider showed up, and Rex Tyler jumped out and said, "Hey,
Sure.
I'm from the Justice Society of America,"
Yeah.
which we all know
We've seen rings from them, haven't we?
that's the Legions of Superheroes.
Oh.
The Justice Society is like the precursor to the Justice League.
Okay.
Yeah. The Hawks left. I have a Hawk pop. I was like, that's cool.
Hawk
so
pop.
we're going to have it anyway. But the Hawks left, so we shouldn't have any. One of my only problems with last season was the Ray Kendra romance. That I was like, I don't care about this. You know?
Yeah.
I love Ray.
Don't put them together.
See, you can't knock it over.
Dude, that thing is like invincible.
It is.
Which makes sense.
She is.
It wouldn't really die before.
Yeah. I know. Anyway, so there was all of that. Firestorm is good.
Mhm.
Leonard died.
Yes.
But this is a show about time travel, so we'll see. Heat Wave, good. White Canary, also good. Real good. Such a good kid.
Has a nice white suit.
Yes.
Yes.
We didn't have any polls because
There's
we weren't doing polls.
Yeah. There was only 13 episodes.
Yeah.
So they'll probably do like a couple episodes and then have a long break, and then CW will have their long break, and then they'll come back and have a break. And
I think this is getting like a whole season, isn't it?
is it?
I don't know. I just
I
pulled
don't
that out of my ass. The hole in my butt. Yeah.
They might be.
I'm not going to look it up. I don't care.
No, it'd be
Yeah.
cool. Not knowing.
I hope so.
We'll be like, is there only 13 episodes?
I'll look
Holy
it
crap,
up.
there's 20 episodes.
I'm going to look it up.
I don't
No.
look anything up.
That's a great segue into our normal spiel at the beginning of every season, right, Aaron?
Yes, we don't like looking stuff up.
No.
We don't like learning about the
Yeah.
trailer that we missed in between episodes because they showed this or that.
Yep. Oh yeah, there was a big trailer. I was like, why aren't you guys doing it? Like, even though, yeah, we'd probably get a lot of views and stuff, I don't want to see anything extra that when it's this close to a show coming on.
Mm-hmm.
It ruins the fun.
Yeah, it was. I think it was last week a trailer came out for this, and
Yeah.
we weren't gonna watch it because it was so close to it.
We've
There's
seen
no
the
point.
Comic-Con trailer. That's the only one we've seen.
Just
So
because we're lazy sons of guns.
no, we don't want to know. We want to be
That's all.
surprised when things happen. What? I'm excited to see what's going to happen without knowing anything, so we don't want to know about producers saying this or that. We don't
No.
want to know about
Casting
what happened in
information.
the trailers.
Yeah.
You know, all that kind of stuff. We like watching the show, and what we learn from the show is what we know.
Yep. And the spoilers are not a place to put that kind of information. We have
Spoilers are not a place to put that kind of information.
The comments are not a place to put that kind of spoiler information.
There you go.
We also have wonderful moderators that would delete your comment.
Yes, but we also have a Discord channel where you can go and chat about spoilers
In the spoiler location.
for Legends of Tomorrow.
They do live chats too sometimes.
Yes. There's actually probably someone watching it right now. Well, not right now because it's already over. But whenever it aired, whenever they watched it together as a group, they do that a lot.
They got it out.
Yes.
Yeah, eventually.
There's probably people watching Legends Tomorrow and Flash and all those shows in a group on Discord, like live when it first airs.
Yeah.
Including the Baba.
No,
Yes.
probably not her. She doesn't like shows. Anyway, we should find out what's gonna happen this season. Does anyone want to watch it? Who wants to watch it?
I want to watch it.
Hawker wants to watch it.
This is. You guys both said Hawk Girl. It's just Hawkman.
He was barely in the
Oh,
first
really?
season.
Yeah, it's Hawkman.
Why do we have him?
Oh, I thought he had boobs.
I don't think so.
I thought those were boobs.
I think this is Hawkman.
Yeah,
She's a
'cause
little darker, isn't
yeah,
she?
she has
You-
long,
Yeah.
dark hair.
He was barely in the first season.
What her
We
name?
shouldn't have.
Karshara
Yeah,
or
this
something?
is
Carter.
This is Hawkman.
Carter.
No, the girl.
I don't appreciate you guys.
Jitters.
Oh, shut up.
I was gonna say I don't appreciate you guys gender identifying this pop. All right, we ready to start?
Yes.
You sure?
Hey!
Okay.
We are the legends of tomorrow.
Legends of Tomorrow.
2016. Oh, back in the present.
So, City Hall. City Hall, where?
Wait, is Oliver gonna be this?
What the hell?
Oh!
Sorry. Is the relationship Ned and Avon? They're not in trouble.
Dead.
They're dead.
Not yet. Whoa, that's
Legends! Legends! Why is there no water there?
it's airtight, Aaron. It's a spaceship.
How'd they get in?
There's an airlock. Oh shit!
That's what I was
He
wondering.
is-
Yeah, Oliver's good. He's good when it happens.
Yeah.
Save the King of France.
The
I
king.
look like an idiot.
You do.
I hate to see a lady so beautiful, so sad.
Oh.
Oh.
Ha
Oh, I like that.
Fencing is not my favorite style of sword fighting, but man, is it look good.
Yes.
Oh! He's dead. Jump!
It means the same damn thing.
Oh, I
shoot.
love that jump. Did you see that?
Jump into it!
Oh! It's like jumping in a pool.
That's amazing. I'm amazed.
What do we say about using powers in future tech, Dr. Palmer? Well, yeah, but they started it.
He
Look at me.
started.
I left my gun on the ship like a good little Boy Scout. Who are you people?
I believe the queen is waiting for you in her bedroom.
I bet she's all warmed up for you.
Now that you'll cut your eyes out feeding you.
I believe our work here is done.
This show is so fucking fun.
It is,
I
isn't it?
love it.
Seducing the Queen of France just before she's supposed to conceive the country's greatest hope for the future.
She seduced me.
All wrong as in violating our policy.
At least I didn't screw up this time.
What do you steal? Damn it.
Stealing's not screwing up.
Stealing's not screwing.
That's so funny.
We are history's last line of defense. I like the sound of that.
I'd rather die than speak German.
I love Heatwave.
I know, he's so great.
I assume that by target you mean Damien Dark.
You are finally getting the hang of this
Ooh.
whole
I was wondering if it was gonna be him.
Yeah, me too.
1947. Oh, wow.
Claims 12 million more lives, including Albert Einstein.
Actually,
What?
Einstein went missing just prior to the attack on New York.
He was part of the
I
Manhattan
wonder if
Project.
they used him to make a bomb.
It's for us to kidnap him first.
He's so excited.
Good evening, ladies. The greatest mind the world has ever known.
Oh, shit.
I like him.
I love that dress.
As do I. Wow, lots of Adam.
Oh, I like that dress.
Yeah.
What are we talking about? There he is. Shit. There he is.
Guten Abend, mein Herren.
Are they speaking German?
They're behind it.
Why should I believe that you are really a physicist? Because for every action, there's an equal opposite.
Look, Rip just
This show is so
James Bonded
fun.
there with that drink.
They take it, it's just at the line of not being serious, you know?
Some eventuality that not even I could have predicted. The only way you...
He's realizing it.
Mein Gott. Ihr seid Zeitreisende.
Ha.
I am the only man.
Well, woman. There's a woman.
Wait a minute.
What woman?
You saying there's some lady out there that can make an atomic bomb? Wunderbar.
Wonderful.
Why am I talking to him when you are clearly the brains of the operation? His wife is also a physicist. Without Milena's help,
His wife.
You think that you're such a big hero, Ray? Without that fancy suit, you're nothing but a self-righteous rich guy.
maybe you're right.
Captain America, Iron Man.
But without my suit, there's no way of finding Einstein's ex-wife or Damien Dark for that matter.
Ooh, that's a good little trail.
Actually, we still have needed
With
him.
that pinstripe suit.
This thing didn't
Yeah.
exactly come
And
with
the hat.
a manual.
Yeah.
I like fedoras.
We can't can't allow them to get that bomb on board.
What?
No.
What about Mileva? Don't worry, Doctor. We'll be sure to keep her safe. But we must secure the nuclear bomb atomic about to be placed aboard a Nazi submarine.
At least beat the shit out of him for a bit. Right? I want her to get revenge, but...
Dark. Does he have magic powers? I'm wondering. He might just be.
Roasting the nonsense.
He might just be good at fighting.
Maybe.
I love that shit. Damn it. Atomic storm. Wait, can he absorb a? Didn't he absorb one last time?
Can, yeah.
Wow.
What if he just kills
I
her?
mean, he trained with a leak.
Yeah. I mean,
So does she.
League of Assassins, am I right?
he's at least equally as good.
He hasn't done any magic. Maybe he doesn't have his totem yet.
No, I don't think he does. I think he just has the
Skills.
pit.
Shit.
She looks badass there, man.
She's gonna lose.
He's fucking good.
If we lose Sarah, I'm not watching the rest of the season.
We're gonna lose the whole. Oh, heat wave! Damn it! Where did Firestorm go?
He's up in the air.
Doing what?
I don't know, Aaron. He's just working on goons in the background.
Yes.
Oh,
That's good.
now he knows.
Time scatters. It scatters all of them amongst time?
Maybe. They get lost.
Maybe.
That's where. That's why they're not there.
Yeah, in order to save them, it's just
Yeah.
scatters them the wrong time.
You're predicting too much.
It's the nuclear bomb. Atomic. Whatever it is, we gotta stop it. I fear that there is only one way to do that.
Can the wave rider handle the blast?
Honestly, I have absolutely no idea. Which is why I'm doing this.
No!
The scatter.
I hate you guys!
Injured as you are, you wouldn't survive the rigors of time travel, which is why I'm doing this.
Stasis.
He needs that thing more often. Is something gonna happen to Rip though? Rip didn't go through
We haven't
time.
seen,
That's
it
true,
yet.
no.
Shit.
This is only episode
They
1!
just did this last episode. Oh my god! So it does go off, but shit.
If your team is stuck in history, who better to help find them than a historian?
That's cool.
This guy.
It's supposed to be a salvage mission. Who are you kidding? You've been waiting your whole life for a chance like this.
Chop all over.
He's always so motivated.
He's the captain.
I think I finally got a lead on Ray Palmer.
What?
Jurassic Man?
Are you, sure you're not?
What?
We're about to travel through time. Did I tell you about the side effects?
Oh! Wave Rider! Calvin!
What's he doing there?
Oh my gosh.
Running from a dinosaur?
Oh shit, dude.
That's so funny. Oh! Fetch!
Scared.
Fetch!
Scared.
Oh, heat wave.
Roasted.
They found him.
You're never gonna believe where the rest of your team ended up.
You're gonna fucking end, aren't you?
Are we gonna go find them all now?
England?
This festival is boring.
Okay, Joffrey.
Bring me my wizards!
Okay, yeah.
Wizards?
How may we entertain you?
Do you wish to gaze into my magic mirror, your majesty?
I grow bored of your tricks.
New guy duck.
Salem.
Yep.
You must be Sarah Lynn.
Oh!
Whoa, it's okay. He's with us.
Hey,
Is she always this violent?
we need you to tell us where Rip is.
I'm afraid I have no idea, but I would be happy to play his final message for you all.
Oh shit.
History is yours now, my dear legends.
Good luck.
He's not gone. We'll find him again.
You see, acknowledgement of Mileva's contributions is the only way to keep her safe. Besides, it's the right thing to do. Don't be a jerk. Today,
I can't believe we just changed history.
no, Dr. Hayward. We saved it.
I love the show.
Good.
See, my partner wants to move on to other things.
Partner.
Partner isn't here, is he?
What?
Reverse Flash?
No.
According to who?
Oh my god!
Hello, Leopard. Mr. Dark.
Ah! What?
How to go with Einstein?
That's where he went.
Until someone gives the
I know!
Oh.
Answer a few questions.
Whoa, wait.
Wait.
The Justice Society.
Society of
Vixen!
They're coming with us.
Stargirl! Oh.
How?
This show is so fucking fun.
That was a good first episode.
Yeah, I recognize Stargirl from Smallville. Smallville had a Justice Society of America,
Did they?
and that had Stargirl, Hawkman, and Dr. Fate, I think, was in it.
Dr. Fate?
Yeah, and then
The helmet guy?
yeah, Dr. Fate was in it,
Okay.
and then also they had like original Flash and original Green Lantern, I think, too. But they weren't in the show. They were just the only ones that didn't make it to that time. Like Alan Scott, original Green Lantern with the cape and stuff. Anyway. Alright, so Legends of Tomorrow came back big bad way. Easily my favorite of all of the premieres.
Of both of them?
Of all of Supergirl, Flash, and
Flash,
Arrow.
everything.
Honestly, it is.
It's
Yeah.
fun. It, like you said before, it rides a line of like just having a good story and
Yeah.
everything, but then just being just crazy, being too silly.
See, that, like, if I ever start telling my own stories, I want to fall on that line because you kind of can't fail. Because when something gets a little too cheesy, you just let it go. Because, well, it's fun. But then when things awesome happen, like the fucking Reverse Flash show
Oh,
up,
yeah.
I'm like, Okay, like, Reverse Flash showed up, and his team with Tammy and Dark,
that's
right?
gonna be terrible.
So many crossings.
Like,
It's like braiding the whole universe.
we talked about who would be a villain for season 2, and I know we said Reverse Flash, but we also said like an evil Flash. But hell, we got it.
Yeah, Reverse Flash is perfect. So I'm thinking about him and Flash and what he said before too. He's like, "Well, you didn't change mine," that whole thing.
Yeah.
Is it him? Because remember, we had the whole discussion.
Yeah, he said like he was like, well, everything's back to normal, and Reverse Flash like, well, some things or something like that.
Yeah.
He's like, well, what do you mean? He's like, you'll find out. But he's going back. This is that Reverse Flash. Then,
I feel
right?
like it has to be. Like I don't know how else would it have done it.
It has to be. Like I said last Flash reaction, I think that the timeline corrected itself. There's a copy of Reverse Flash that did all the season 1 Flash stuff, and then there's the Reverse Flash from Flashpoint. I think that's what it is. I think this kind of goes along with that theory.
I don't think there's a Reverse Flash in season 1. I think things had to have changed somehow.
I don't think so. We don't know. We won't have
Yeah.
any. I guess there's no way
It just
knowing
feels
until we
weird.
actually go back.
They
But
would
I
have done
don't think
something
so.
with it.
Yeah.
I want them to just acknowledge it and just tell us somehow.
Yeah, I understand.
Time travel's just so screwy.
It is, but if we're gonna talk about it at all, it's definitely gonna be in this show.
Yeah.
Yeah.
This is
Yeah.
what we talked about the most last season.
Okay, so
Is
we,
that,
we have Legends of Tomorrow, we have Justice Society of America, and then we have these two villains. We need more villains. We need a
do we?
Legion of Doom.
We have
Maybe.
Dark. Damien Dark.
We need the Legion of Doom.
I mean, maybe this is how Damien Dark he goes and gets his totem now.
Dude, if Reverse Flash like gathers like a team, who could it be? Like they can't get Vandal Savage again, right? I mean that would be probably too much
That
to
should,
have
be,
him
be-
again.
he should be dead. He also was kind of dumb anyway.
Yeah.
Trickster. Go get him.
Why not?
King Shark, Grodd. All my favorites.
No,
I know.
it's too much. I don't think they're gonna do both of them. Maybe one of them. Grodd.
You
Just
know
Grodd.
what
Just
would
Grodd.
work? I would.
Grodd,
You know
yeah.
what I would hate / love / would work / you have to think about it. Evil, Leonard Snart, before he became.
Oh, they
good
get
Leonard
him
Snart.
and join in
That
there.
would be a great way to bring him back. He was part of the Legion of Doom.
But we're in 1942. He's not gonna take Dark through time, right?
We don't know.
Unless Dark
I mean-
finds his own way.
Well, Dark is like Vandal Savage already through time.
Yeah, he lives forever.
Yeah.
So he's not gonna take Dark with him. He
We-
might go to the future
I don't
where
know.
Dark is.
I have no idea. I just want to see that team up happen. I couldn't believe it. When I saw the Red Lightning, I was like, there's no way this is what I'm seeing. Oh, fuck.
They keep talking about like running out of time and this and that. I'm like, how? They're like, there's an aberration in this time, like in 1942, and there's also this in 1973.
Mm-hmm.
Should that not matter? You just go to 1942, you take care of that one. Then you go to 1973, you take care of that one.
Yeah.
Like that kind of stuff. They shouldn't have to split up or be in a hurry or
Well,
whatever.
actually, there is a time limit to it because once it solidifies, you can't change it, right? So there's a timeline that we can look at and change things on, but then there has to be some kind of like cosmic timeline
Yeah.
where things are like where they're being changed, and then if you don't change them enough, they solidify, and then you can't do anything about it.
Well, at the same time, that shouldn't matter at all because all of time should be solidified after it's happened.
That's why I'm saying I think
So-
there has to be like some kind of time limit outside of space-time. I know that doesn't make any sense at all, but in my head I'm like kind of makes
I wonder
sense.
if it's just a lot more repercussions that may happen. Just like,
Yeah.
whenever Barry goes back again and again,
Yeah.
the lecture.
Well, see,
that he received.
that's one thing I wrote down too is like the history and the time changing and stuff between this show and Flash are very different.
Yeah.
With like Flash, right now with Flash, every time he goes back and changes stuff,
Yeah.
It's like
it's gonna keep changing. It doesn't matter what he does.
It's true, but one, it's a little bit different because it's features versus technology. But if that's not a good answer, they said that when it's a big change, it makes a big
yeah.
blip on the radar.
Yeah.
Flash hasn't really changed too much in terms of scale. It's about his mom and that stuff, but in relationships. But in terms of like big global events,
Yeah.
the only thing he's changed was the tsunami thing, and he did that like in a 24-hour change.
Yeah, but how does a historian notice the changes that Wave Rider crew's making, whereas
said-
the other ones don't notice it?
He said, well, he called himself a time detective. He said that there's fluctuations in quantum physics. Quantum physics has all these really weird things, like you'll do a test on quantum particles, and they can both exist in a space and exist in a different space at the same time. Like, there's this weird things of doing that, right? So if I was going to try to think of some kind of scientific way that they can think of that, I would be like, well, he's testing quantum particles, and if they do something one way versus another, he can, like, find out where he's doing what Gideon does, just in a very mathematic way, rather than, like, artificial intelligence way, right?
Yeah.
If Gideon can do it, then he can do the science behind it.
Yeah, but Gideon also sits inside that outer area of time.
Yeah. Well,
Whereas
does she know?
Huh? Yeah.
Does she know?
It's on the ship.
Yeah, it's on the ship, yeah.
So, like...
But that's where I was confused. I thought she was linked to that thing that
That's
Leonard
what I
Star
thought
broke
too.
up.
I don't think so.
I
I mean,
thought the
she
whole
had connection
system-
to it, but
Because once it was destroyed,
she was
she
still
said
around.
that, well, she was still around, but he asked, like, Gideon, are my family still alive or whatever? She's like, I can't connect to it. Remember? She said, like, she had to look through news clips. She
Okay.
couldn't, like, tell what was happening, right?
Okay.
Yeah.
So she's still looking through news clips, though, right?
Yeah, I guess.
Which
I
is
don't
what
know.
the historian's doing.
Yeah.
Sure.
But,
So the historian is just doing the same thing, right?
yeah, my thing is just, like, in Flash, no one notices any differences.
Because the differences are so small.
Well-
yeah, but, like, a painting having raised face versus not having raised face is a pretty small difference. If that's the only change in history.
I mean, with an artificial intelligence that's designed to look at those things, I guess would probably find it more than Barry and the team.
No one notices Flash changing stuff. People notice Wave Riders changing stuff.
Yeah.
That's what I'm saying.
Only one guy noticed it.
Okay.
Just this one guy, and he's using the same. I think, if I'm speculating, he's using the same
Methods that Gideon's
methods
using.
that Gideon's using.
Which
So is he-
makes sense, but not in the sense of Gideon's outside of time when she's doing that.
Versus
and he's
him.
not where he should be affected, and he shouldn't know what changes.
I
have
mean,
been
we
made.
don't know that it requires you have to be outside of time.
By
But-
logic of Flash, it should though, and that would make sense in the show. Is what I'm saying. If Flash goes back in time, changes stuff, comes back to the future, he's in an alternate timeline when no one should notice the difference of what's different.
Mm-hmm.
But he is in this timeline now that's changed, but he notices the differences.
He has the Speed Force.
Or should he just...
I know that that's a terrible answer, but that has to be the answer. Speedsters have a different spiritual or natural way of
You're
changing
not going to be able to
time.
do that very long.
What do you mean?
Reverse Flash is back here in the same time
I know,
frame.
that sucks.
No, I'm not saying it's bad.
What do you mean you can't do it very
You're not
long?
going to be able to keep that up very long with that. It's a Speed Force thing
Yeah.
because the Wave Riders are back in time and the Flash is back in time.
Mhm.
And if everything in Legends of Tomorrow stays the same as it is,
Yeah.
he's using Speed Force, things should change and people should notice.
I answered Speed Force. How does Barry know it's like that? Reverse Flash can still do that, but they can detect the anomalies the same way, right?
Who? What?
Like when I answered Speed Force, it was how does Barry know that there's differences?
I don't care about Barry. I'm not talking
that
about
was the
Barry.
question you asked,
I've
isn't
never
it?
asked about Barry.
Okay, so Barry explained it like
All right.
this. Like,
No, I don't care about Barry. Hang on.
what?
Don't talk about the time travelers. Don't talk about the speedsters. No one's going through time. I
I'm
don't care
on
about
your
that.
side. Let's go.
We have a historian
Mhm.
who notices times changing.
Yeah, through experiments with quantum physics and that
Sure.
stuff, right? Okay.
Sure. We have other people in Flash who have no idea anything's different from what it was before.
Except for Barry.
I don't care about Barry. Barry doesn't matter. Barry lived it, and it was the Travelers. He doesn't care. It doesn't matter. Wave Riders, they know everything has changed. Einstein might not, right?
Yes.
Or he should.
So one guy that does notice things in Legends of Tomorrow, but no one notices it in Flash.
Yes. That's what I'm saying. Speed Force can't be the answer for that, because why...
That wasn't my answer for that.
Okay. Well, I didn't have a question for whatever your answer was. Then.
Okay.
If Flash goes back in time, changes stuff, comes back to the future, he's in an alternate timeline when no one should notice the difference of what's different.
Mm-hmm.
But he is in this timeline now that's changed, but he notices the differences?
He has the Speed Force.
Or- I guess I don't get why this guy's like, if you look here, things are slowly changing in time. Whereas in Flash, they're like, it's the same as it's always been. His brother died, and you're an asshole, and this and that, and...
Well, wouldn't the difference be that the guy from here, I don't have his name, I didn't write it down.
You're talking about Dr. Haywood?
Dr. Okay. He is looking at stuff from the past, right? He's not necessarily like events that are happening to things right now,
No, yeah.
right? So he's looking at things from the past, right?
Yeah, like
he
looking
can't
at
look
the
into the
Mona
future.
Lisa, and he's looking at
Like
whatever,
he can't.
yeah.
All of his equations and stuff like that, as of right now, he can't like look into the future and find that stuff out. He only is finding out. He's using some kind of equation or some kind of mathematics to pinpoint what they said was a very large abnormality, right?
Yeah, the
Yeah.
New York thing.
So,
But that didn't happen, though, so that shouldn't affect
here's
time.
how it's kind of working. We have them traveling along one timeline. They change something. They go to a different timeline.
Mhm.
Dr. Hayward is kind of like a tangent line. Just, he knows the information from this one, but he's also knowing
So
the same information.
whatever's
in this
happening
line.
here is causing effects throughout that line, is what she's saying, then, right?
So he's like...
And he can't detect those effects.
So him in all the alternate timelines is noticing differences changing?
Technically, if this is an abnormality, or what do they call it, and he lives over here, he's able to research or do whatever to find out what happened here, right? And he can tell the difference between this and this.
But he
somehow.
shouldn't be able to, right?
I
He's
guess
the
that's the
abnorm-
MacGuffin, isn't
Yeah.
That would be like the vibe. Vibe could be like, oh well, this happens in
Yeah.
this alternate reality, and this happens in this reality.
Yeah.
But he's not doing it.
Maybe
He's
it's
just
like a,
this picture looks different now.
Maybe it's like a synthetic vibe ability, where it's not, he has a hypothesis and he looks for evidence versus he finds evidence and makes a hypothesis. Does that
Yeah.
make sense? It could be something like that.
It just seems like Flash is like when he goes back in time, he creates a new timeline that goes this way instead of going this way.
Yeah.
But where Wave Rider, when it goes back in time and does difference, it's the same timeline. It's just different
Yeah.
on this timeline.
Yeah,
I-
it kind of just goes
I
up
think
and
it has something to
travels
do
parallel.
with the method of the time travel. Flash is doing it. I keep saying natural, even though the Speed Force should be like a supernatural
Yeah,
thing.
it's like the Force and stuff.
He can do it naturally, whereas this is a technological thing
Mm-hmm.
because they have different consequences as well, right? Because if a speedster does it, then the consequence there is a speed demon or wraith comes after you to try to stop it. Whereas this happens, we used to have a body of government that would fix it.
Police force kind of thing.
So I think that because those two things have different consequences, they have to have different techniques of how they're doing it, right? So maybe that causes different effects within the timeline itself. So they can detect technological ones, they can't detect speedster ones, right? It's
Yeah.
literally too fast for them to detect if we're
Yeah.
going to use the pun. I think. Now, this is all gobbledygook. This is all
Yeah.
timey-wimey stuff because technically we shouldn't be thinking this hard about it. We talked about that line between cheesy and realistic. We're
Yeah.
on the realistic side.
yeah,
Whereas we could just say, you know what? Fuck it. It's fun.
I just wish Flash and Legends had the same kind of.
I get it, but in my fandom, I have room for both.
I have room for both.
Yeah.
I don't like it being in the same universe and being different.
No, I understand.
To me, it's almost like in Star City, you can drink the water, but when Legends are in Star City, they can't drink the water
Mhm.
because it's poisonous.
because it's different.
Yeah, like that's the kind of thing.
I think it works with the different ways of time travel. If you use a different technique, it has a different cost, right?
I think as we travel through the season, we might understand it a little bit better.
I mean, you've got to remember though. Mel, I don't know if you watched our reactions. We spent an One time we spent an hour arguing
Yes,
about
I heard.
nothing.
Yeah,
I mean, we haven't even gotten to the beginning of this episode yet.
No.
true.
Back to that.
Aaron,
Did
I know what you're saying in terms of consistency.
Yeah.
I also am gonna lean a little bit just because I love it too much to admit there's a fault. Probably. I also can retcon reasons in my head that might not make any sense.
Yeah.
But at the end of the day, Aaron has a point. I'm okay with that. I'm okay with that.
I'll accept that you have a point of view
Yeah.
to the show.
I love the show. I love it. That just bothers me when it's like the Flash doesn't.
Hillary
But
versus
anyway.
Trump.
Why am I gonna Trump? Is it the hair?
It's the hair.
What the? Can I
He
get
has
money?
better
Do I
hair.
get money? I mean, my hair doesn't do the whoosh like Trump does. His does some whooshing. Actually, Hillary's does some whooshing too.
Yes.
All
They
right.
have very similar hair. Anyway.
So did you like Dr. Haywood?
Loved him.
He seemed pretty good.
That
right?
was cool.
I enjoyed all the braiding. We have Flash. We have Legends of Tomorrow. We have Arrow.
Yeah.
And they just braided.
We have characters from all
All
over
through.
situations.
With Haywood, though, as of right now, all of our team is from 2016 with the exception of Gideon. So when they go to the future, no one's going to know any...
Yeah.
You know what I mean?
Oh.
They
Well,
won't
they have
know
to
any
they have to
stuff.
just trust Gideon then.
Yeah, they have to listen to
True.
Gideon, but...
Well, technically, now see. I think that they should lean on Mick Rory's. He said lifetimes.
I guess that's true.
At
That's
the
true.
vanishing point.
So he could know
But
the future.
I think that they love him being kind of the brash one sometimes. But I mean, when he's like, "Can you do the ship?" and I'm just thinking in my head, I'm like, "Yeah, he was Kronos for like an eternity."
Yeah.
And then they're like, I forgot about that.
I love his character.
I love it so much. It's
Oh
such
my
a breath of
gosh.
fresh air too. I thought the time scatter thing would last a little longer.
I thought that maybe they'd spend a couple episodes trying to
Yeah.
find each one. But I guess if they're not going to do that, they have some better things
Yeah.
to do with it, you know?
Like I guess Ray, right?
Yeah.
Ray's story wouldn't have been very compelling. All he's doing is running from dinosaurs. It's not like he has other characters to interact with because he's the only man.
Yeah.
Turning
You know?
into Calvin.
Yeah, he looked a lot like Calvin.
They found all of them, too, like, right at the end of probably when they would have died.
Yeah.
No,
You know what I mean?
know.
Like,
Except for Sarah.
why can they never just, like, hey, they're here, well, let's go back here when we can just extract them
Yeah. Mm-hmm.
easily while everyone's asleep or something. Instead, they go, like, they're going to be executed, here's a Salem witch trial going on, let's
Yeah.
grab them out of there.
No, I get you.
Oh, you kidding me? That's probably Sarah's 8th trial.
She just keeps breaking out of
It's
them.
Sarah.
Maybe an annoyance for me, maybe just as much as you when it comes to inconsistency, but with
time
your,
travel thing,
your
yeah.
thing, is I thought that Firestorm can absorb nuclear explosions.
His atomic.
I swear last
Well, yes,
season,
but that's yeah.
I like that little thing too, atomic.
He can absorb an atom expanding at an infinite speed, right? Isn't what
Yeah,
it is?
because last season they had, it was in like somewhere around
It's like
the same
episode.
time.
It's like episode 2 or 3.
Yeah, Damien Dark was there. They went to Vandal Savage. They were all fighting. There was their tech and stuff like
Yeah.
that. And then he took it to like a place.
It was
and
an atomic bomb.
it
It was exactly that.
blew up, and then he like sucked it in. I'm positive.
Yeah,
So I don't know why they couldn't have done that this time.
I don't know. I'm kind of annoyed by that, but when it's on the line of corny and realistic, I don't care.
Well, that's why, like during that whole doc sequence, I'm like, "Where's Firestorm? He just merged.
Yeah.
Get down there to the bomb."
Yeah, I guess it's implied that he's up in the air shooting fire at the grunts that have guns.
I guess.
Yeah. Damon Dark does not have his totem, so he didn't have his power.
Nope. He fights
That was
well though.
neat.
But
Yeah, I mean, in this timeline, this would have been after he left the league. He
Mhm.
took some of the water
the
with
Juju
him.
juice.
Yeah, and he had trained with the league, and he was like second to become Ra's al Ghul, right? So
Yep.
yeah, he's a pretty good fighter. I feel like Ray with the whole Boy Scout, but then so that's a common Superman insult, and then with you're just a billionaire in a suit.
Yeah.
It's an Iron Man insult.
Yeah.
Like he is Iron Man and Superman rolled into one.
Yeah.
Which is funny because he has an iron suit and he's played by a former Superman.
Yeah. Someone was saying that they thought it would be really cool if they end up bringing in Danvers, the dad,
Yeah.
and they have him and they have Superman all together
would
in
be
one
cool.
because you got 3.
That would be fun.
And then they just bring Tom Welling in for
Yeah.
some reason.
And now Dean Cain, who you're talking
Yeah,
about,
thinking.
his connection to Legends is that he actually on Smallville he had a cameo. He played a character that was Vandal Savage.
I was saying, who played Vandal
Yeah.
Savage?
Oh,
I've
I
seen
mean, it
was
wasn't
him.
that exact name, but he was like his story, his ability, his power base. But they called him like Doctor or something. But he was pretty much Vandal Savage, which is kind of cool.
That's
So there's a little
interesting.
connection there. Where do you think Rip is? Did he randomly go throughout time, or did he choose?
he probably chose.
If he chose, I think he's in the West with Jonah Hex.
Yeah,
he said that was
liked
his
it.
favorite place.
He doesn't have any family or anything, so that'd be
Yeah.
a good. That'd probably be a good place that he would
And
go.
we get to see Jonah Hex again.
That'd be cool.
Could he have somehow gotten stuck in 42?
I don't think so.
That would suck.
If he was still in 42, he would have been in the ship still, blown up.
Or he just left? I don't know.
Like,
Well,
just,
no, he had to have taken off somewhere because he would.
Don't they have little pods on those too?
Like
You
a
just
They,
take
escape
they
pod?
did what? So he just left Mick at the bottom of the ocean?
I don't know. I don't
Someone will
understand.
find him eventually.
I don't understand what his method of that was. Like,
Yeah, put him in stasis.
I don't know why he would have left.
I think he left because I don't know.
Like, why not just like, why not do the whole thing with Mick? Be there. Obviously, the ship withheld the blast and survived, and they could just turn it back on. So you could get back in your ship and you go find your team that you just sent across wherever the heck you sent them to.
Maybe he knew the ship wouldn't be able to turn back on for a long time, and he'd be stuck in the bottom of the ocean for 80 years. Of course, he could put himself in stasis. Yeah, that's a
I
little.
don't know.
That's a thinker.
Hopefully, we'll find out.
I doubt
We
it.
better.
He just never shows up again.
I need Rory.
Uh,
Give me my Rory back.
Other than Reverse Flash, favorite part of the episode was the jump into Firestorm.
Yes.
Yes.
I love the way he jumped.
Yeah.
It was like a.
It was a leap
Swan
of
dive.
faith
Yeah.
into Firestorm.
And then he, like,
not a
he-
hay bale.
He dove into it and grabbed his hands
Yeah.
like he was diving into water.
Started with a big bang. Ended with a big bang.
They've been doing this for 6 months of the cosmic timeline.
Yeah. Like they're 6 months, right?
Yeah. Like 6 months has passed for them, even though they're going throughout history fixing things. I think that's another maybe point to there's a cosmic time scale where things are like solidifying and they can tell where these aberrations are happening, right? I don't know. It's magic.
Magic.
And that's pretty much all I had, except for, well, I like the fact that the Nazis are involved with Damien Dark.
Mhm.
The Nazis had a division devoted to the occult, you know?
Yeah.
Ultimately,
Well-
nothing happened.
Wasn't there
But-
some Nazi stuff last year too?
Yes, there was.
Like there was a convoy or something they
Mhm.
stopped. I thought.
Yeah.
So
Yeah, with
it
Vandal
makes sense.
Savage.
I've seen a lot of things where it's Nazis and they were looking up time travel or they were looking up
Yeah.
zombies or they were looking up
like Daredevil, or not Daredevil,
Indiana Jones.
Hellboy. Hellboy has a lot of it. Indiana Jones. There was some in Supernatural.
Mm-hmm.
Didn't
Yeah.
Shield have them?
Shield.
Hydra.
Well,
Hydra.
Hydra, yes.
Shield. And they were looking
Yeah.
up the Tesseract and all that kind of stuff. So yeah, it's always been a thing. It's easy to go to Nazis when it comes to supernatural stuff
Yeah.
because they studied all kinds of stuff trying to get that
Yeah.
that jump on things.
So, do we recognize Vixen from Arrow last season?
Was that who that was? That second, like
The
it showed
cartoon?
the one that said something.
Yeah. Now, Vixen, who we saw in 2015 or 16,
2016.
she was the last of a line of these Vixen-powered people. So this is obviously in the 40s. This is like her grandma or something, then, right?
Oh, sure.
This isn't that.
Is that how it
can't-
works?
That
then?
can't be the same. Yeah, it's passed down.
So those
from-
ones aren't traveling through time.
No,
They're the 1942.
that is the
Justice
Justice
Society.
League. That's the Justice League of the 40s, pretty much.
Okay.
That's the Justice Society of America.
So
Well, the-
they're everybody's grandpas and grandmas. Gotcha.
and
It's cute.
the guy with the gun looked kind of like Captain America a little bit.
Yeah, a little bit.
Yeah, that's what I thought.
Yeah.
And then I'm like,
Well,
wrong
Stargirl, too.
universe.
Yeah.
Who?
Stargirl
Yeah.
kind of has a Captain America look to her too, except she has this giant star rod. She has a Kirby rod, pretty much. And she can fly.
on her star.
I think so.
Yes.
But yeah, so Vixen is a different actress. We talked about like who we want to be on Legend season 2.
You said bring
and
Vixen
I said
in.
Vixen. I said Constantine.
Vixen and Roy
Yeah.
is who I said. I think.
I think I also said Connor Hawke, who was like, oh, he's gone. He's not gone now. And then I also said, fuck, what did I say?
Evil Flash.
Kid Flash.
Oh yeah.
Kid.
That'd be cool for Kid Flash to be on it too, but no. So okay, so that's cool. So we got Vixen, but it's not the same one we know from the cartoon / that one episode of Arrow where they beat Damien Dark.
Mm-hmm.
Okay, and that's all I got.
Yep. That's all I got.
Yeah, this is a
It was
fun
awesome. It was fun.
episode.
I loved it. It was so much fun.
Yeah.
I feel like it might be hard to edit because there's so many fun, like, laughing moments and so many, like, joke moments. Oh.
So we're going to do a Q&A real quick. Probably more than quick, just because it's getting late here.
Partial
Partial.
said, love the episode, but I couldn't understand Rip's motivation to leave the team. Was he just tired of being a Time Master? That's kind of what we were talking about a little bit. It didn't really make sense as to why.
You know what? I didn't really think of that, but it could be that he's just tired. Did he ever have a chance to truly mourn his family?
I mean,
That's
probably not.
true.
Ever since his family has died, he's worked so hard to save them. He ends up not able to, and then he immediately is faced with the idea that there's no Time Masters. So he spends 6 months training
Jefferson.
these people, scatters them.
Mm-hmm.
That's his exit window. That could very well be that.
True.
I mean, he did have that long conversation, not long, but in-depth conversation with Jefferson,
Yeah.
saying, I've been training you,
Yeah.
basically. You know my ship. I need someone in case I'm not here.
You know, that makes
And then, boom.
that makes sense to me, Harshal. I didn't really think about that, so good job.
Kevin Hudson said, if they kill Dark, wouldn't that mean that we'll lose everybody's favorite rag-based hero?
Yes.
So would Laurel be back, and we would lose Mummy Man?
Yes. We would, or time corrects itself and it happens anyway. Because in Flash, they talk about that time correcting itself. In this, you know, maybe that's another one of those speedsters versus technological time travel thing. They have kind of like
Did
different
they say about that in Flash,
consequences.
about time correcting itself?
Yeah, well,
I'm trying to think of,
Eobard said it, but Harrison Wells said it in season 1.
I'm just trying to think of a moment that we've seen that happen.
Even in Legends, time corrected itself because he saved his child and his wife, and then they ended up dying anyway.
No way, yeah.
Maybe it was in Legends they said time tries to correct itself.
They may have, but I specifically remember Reverse Flash saying it in season 1 as he was Harrison Wells.
Okay.
I can't think of the situation though.
Yeah, I mean,
But I remember Tom Cavanaugh saying those words in his just amazing voice.
yeah. Chris Dawson says, was this episode written by a genius? Every line of dialogue was punchy and perfect. Which was your favorite?
I wouldn't call them Einstein genius, but they are genius, or at least very, very smart and willing to both not take themselves too seriously and take themselves seriously.
Mm-hmm.
Yeah. What was the second part of this question?
What was your favorite? I don't know if it meant favorite line.
What was my favorite?
Or what?
My
but-
favorite is seducing Sarah as the Queen of France. That might be my favorite.
What's your favorite?
Yeah, I have better moments, but that's my
No.
favorite.
My favorite line was whenever she came out, and Jefferson's like, she's all warmed up for you, buddy.
Oh, yeah, that was,
That
he
was
has his
good.
eyes
That
in
was a
and
very
stuff.
good line. That was a very good line.
I love it because Stein is inside his head.
Yeah.
I imagine like Jefferson.
Bam!
Melee Hellbot says, if you had to strand the team throughout time to ensure survival, where in time would you strand each member?
I would take Sarah to the 40s because all the men have been drafted for the war, and she could stick around with all the ladies.
And
be
she
good.
said that she loved those outfits last season.
Exactly. I would put Jefferson in the 90s so we can watch Power Rangers because for some reason I feel like he would really enjoy that. I don't know. He just seems like a 90s kid.
I think I'd send Ray to the West, like, era. Like, he seemed like
He
he
loved
liked
it.
that.
He
enjoyed
was
the
the
West.
sheriff
He
Yeah.
said
last
he liked
year.
that a lot. You split Jefferson and Stein, or would you send them together like they
Well,
did?
you can't because they die. But if I had to, I'd send Stein like back to when he first met his wife, because he loves his wife so much, so he can hang out more with his wife probably. Actually, no, he wanted to stay in his current timeline. Jefferson convinced him to go. I'd probably let him go back hang out with his wife now.
Send it back to 2016.
Yeah, Rip with his family.
Heatwave. Where was a good place to send Heatwave?
Back to 2066 or whatever it was, where he was
Future?
crime lord.
Oh, to the
He
future.
loved that place. I think that's pretty much everybody.
Now, did he mean that team, or did he mean your team?
Or us?
Like,
Where would I want to go?
If you had to strand the team, it just says Blind Wave Prod, LOTQ&A. If you had to strand the team throughout time to ensure survival, where in time would you strand each member?
well, let's swap it and say, where would you send your
Uh,
blind
where we
team?
Real
Blind
quick,
Wave
if it
team?
was me, I don't want to go in the past just because now is the best time to ever live. I'd get syphilis or something.
Oh, God. Aaron to the 40s.
Maybe Aaron to the 40s.
By the 40s.
Zip suit and the...
No, I don't want to go
so,
in the war.
so the fedora is acceptable.
Oh, wait, weren't they acceptable in like the 60s? Still.
Do you want to go to
More
the
than now.
20s?
No, I don't want to go to the war.
Yeah.
I don't want to go to the 40s and get drafted to World War II and just die.
Well, you can go.
It's okay, we'll break your leg.
Or at least make you deafened when you're like me, and you can't be drafted.
Can I just pretend like I am?
Sure.
Okay, I can't
Coward.
hear.
Just blind yourself so then you can't see
I
yourself
just
in the
stab
suit.
myself in the ear.
Yeah. So for me, I have to go like either now or like an awesome part of the future.
An awesome part of the future.
Not like in the future when
Wherever
the Earth's
the-
been hit with an asteroid.
Whatever the best part of the future is, I'll go
Yeah.
there.
What about Calvin?
It's in with the dinosaurs.
Yeah, he hang out with Red.
Shane.
Where's the place in Shane? You don't want to send him in the 1940s.
Like, right-
He'd be killed in the 40s.
I don't know if I can say
By
this.
every
Like right
woman.
before the 19th Amendment, women's suffrage. I don't know if I can put that in, but it's funny.
That's exactly what I
Yeah.
was thinking, but I was not going to say
No,
that
I'm
out
saying
loud.
it. That's it.
Okay. Where are you going, Melanie?
I'm not part of the team.
Where are we sending
You're
you?
part of the team. You're on a show.
Yeah. You're on like 2 of them.
Not to the
Oh.
20s, because I do not do duct taped boobs very well.
We'll send you to the 70s. 70s will work for you.
Why 70s?
I don't know. I feel like you would fit well in
You
the
do have the disco outfit already.
This is true. Thank you, creators of love.
Edwin B says, why does Palmer look like Calvin in the caveman cast? And does shaved Calvin look like Palmer?
He does not.
Ray Palmer looks like Calvin when he has the beard, but Calvin does not look like Ray Palmer when he doesn't.
He's not that hot.
So does that mean Ray was there for like a year and a half by himself?
I don't know. Or
He
for
was there-
5 years.
He was there long enough for him to grow the beard,
Yeah.
and he was there long enough to have some kind of evidence, you know.
Unless he is like Calvin, to where, one day don't shave.
I guess that's true.
Boom.
Yeah.
Kevin Hudson says, so if the TV shows did the Justice League before the movies, what would you guys feel about that?
I'd be fine.
I'd be happy with
I'd be
it.
fine with that. They did Flash before the movies, or Arrow before the movies. I mean, I'm really good about keeping those continuities separate. I love Man of Steel.
Mm-hmm.
I like a lot of parts of BVS. I love what I've seen so far of Justice League. But there's very little that I have to complain about DC TV.
Yeah.
Awesome.
And what I do complain about, you can hear me talk about. So
Yeah. I like DC TV. I think
Yeah.
the movie stuff, there's some pretty good things, but I enjoy this week to week watching it, and it's awesome. So I'd love it.
But to be fair, I love that when I watch S.H.I.E.L.D. or the Netflix shows, I can connect that in my head to the movies.
True.
So I like both. We got both, best of both worlds, right?
Exactly.
Yeah.
Let's do one more here from Snickerdoodle,
Good name.
Snickerdoodle.
which said,
Satisfied.
is this the Reverse Flash from before or after
Oh,
killing
gosh.
Barry's mom? And will we see any time rates this season with more explanations of them?
I think that this is Reverse Flash right after Flashpoint. This is what he's talking about. What he like this, you'll see. You'll see what I'm about to go do, and that's mess with things. And I think that Reverse Flash is known for his ability to hide himself from time race. Right?
Yeah.
He
Sure.
knows the techniques to make it sure it doesn't happen.
So we might not see any time rates.
Yeah.
It would be neat if Flash has to come back. Dude, they're already linking things together. So nice to be able to have crossover stuff.
And the only thing that we really need is Supergirl.
Well, could they change time so much that we get Supergirl?
They could, and if they don't, Cisco can just create a door.
I do like that idea too, because then it's not just like, well, call Supergirl, she'll help you right now.
Exactly.
I like that. Like,
Yeah.
whenever they need to, they can talk to each other and vibe through.
Yeah.
But it's a lot more of a process of doing that versus like, just go get her. Call Flash. Call Supergirl.
No, I can't wait for that crossover. All 4 shows.
Oh my god.
The
In the same week.
Oh,
It's gonna
like
be mind-blowing.
4. It's like 2 movies. It's 4 hours long.
Monday, Tuesday, Wednesday, Thursday.
Yeah.
Good lord.
All right, that's gonna be it for the Q&A for this week, guys. Make sure next week, if you guys want to ask any questions, be sure to tag BlindWaveProd and with a use hashtag LOTQNA.
Yeah.
Legends of Tomorrow.
Yes. So poll for this week, we're going to go with our time debate we just had, or not just had a while ago for us. So there's a couple options here. There's option, let's say the question is, what do you think? Do you think this is a problem, right? Do you think that the Flash having a certain set of rules and Legends of Tomorrow having a certain set of rules is a problem? It does not work, is option A. Option B is it does work. Option C is It doesn't really work, but I don't care.
Okay.
You want to do that?
We can do that.
Okay, so we'll do those. So you guys can go to patreon.com/blindwave. Check out that poll and all of our poll. Damn it, honey. Check out that poll and all of our polls. You guys can find out how you can do that. It's a lot of fun. It's a great way of interacting with us, and leave a comment because we might talk about the comments of the poll in the next episode.
Yes.
So you can be on Blindwave.
Yeah.
Poll writer.
Poltron.
Hashtag poll writer. Eric editing.
Melanie, during Supergirl, there's someone tagged in the comments like, "What am I watching?" And like we're talking about like episode 20. You're like 20.
Yeah, you did do that.
Shit.
I saw that.
And I never saw it until they tagged.
You didn't see that?
No. And I'm like, what was she doing?
I saw it the first time. It made me laugh.
I was like, all right.
Yeah.
But like you just go like,
Yes.
I didn't realize that you'd keep it in.
all right, guys, that's it. I think for this episode of Legends, it was so much fun. A lot of cool stuff happened.
Yep.
A lot of discussion about all kinds of things.
Really?
We don't know what's coming on.
I had no saying discussion.
Oh.
Make sure you guys tune in for next week by hitting that subscribe button, hitting that like button. Go to the description box where you can find links to all of Blindwave's everythings.
There's not much.
Lots of stuff.
I'm tired.
Until next time, I'm Aaron.
I'm Melanie.
I'm Eric.
And we'll see you guys later. Hit the button.